I have been making outfits of the day every single day since April, maybe May, and it's changed my life, which I know sounds huge and maybe an over-exaggeration, but it's really not, because I feel so much better when I get up and I put my makeup on and I put on a nice outfit that I picked the night before. It has just changed my whole mindset. And not only that, it has changed the way the people around me react to me. Maybe it's because I'm putting off different energy. Maybe it's because I seem more approachable or more put together. I don't know, but it's working. And so in this video, I thought I would remind you to get up and get dressed. And I would show you a week's worth of me getting up and getting dressed and showing up for myself. And I highly encourage you to do the same for yourself, because you're worth it. Even if you have nowhere to go. Even on the days I stayed home and I was doing nothing but lounging by the pool and pet sitting, I got up and I put on my makeup because I was so afraid that I might lose that habit. And at this point, it is a habit for me, and it feels more normal to get up and put my makeup on and have my coffee. It's a whole ritual with me. I walk my dogs, I feed them, I make myself a really lovely cup of coffee with my favorite coffee, and then I sit down in front of a window and I look out and I put on my makeup in front of the natural light and the window. And it's such, I take my time. I've tried to do quick videos with the makeup and they don't really work because I'm just a slowpoke. And sometimes I get carried away with the makeup, and that's okay because I'm having fun. And it doesn't matter. It matters that you feel good and that you're going out and enjoying life more. And so that's why I make these videos. And so I want to encourage you to do the same. Get up, fix your face, put on some fun clothes that make you happy, and I'll bet you're more likely to leave the house. I know when I look like a frump, I don't want to go anywhere. And when people knock on the door, I kind of cringe. But now if my neighbors knock on the door and they want to talk to me, my house is clean, my makeup's on, I'm dressed, I'm happy to see them. And so it's definitely changed my energy, and I just want to share it. And that's why I'm making these videos. Now, don't get me wrong. I have always loved fashion and dressing up. That has never been a problem for me. I've always loved Halloween and masquerades and parties and prom and things like that. As far back as I can remember, I have loved beautiful clothing. But what really started this for me was some of the new people may not know, but I had tripped and fallen a couple of years ago while I was on a dog walk. And when I fell down, I banged up my face pretty good. And the doctors and I both thought that I probably broke my nose or even possibly my cheekbone. And so when they were doing scans on my head to see if there was anything broken in my face, because I had basically face planted, I went airborne and I landed flat on my face. And my cheek was scraped up, my chin was scraped up, my nose was scraped up. I made a video about it while it happened. Don't ask me why I thought of doing that. But anyway, when they were scanning that, they found a pretty large tumor in my brain. And so I ended up having last year, it took a long time to get the surgery approved. And last March of 2024, I had brain surgery. And then, so they shaved the back of my head. And I had long hair, and I had hair down the middle of my back. And it was always thick and full and beautiful. And so then I got a bob because, the back of my head was shaved. And about 3 months after that happened, when the hair was just starting to grow back, there was still some pretty good scarring back there. It wasn't growing back completely, but I had to have radiation because they couldn't get the full tumor during the surgery. And so the radiation made a huge strip of my hair fall out in the back. So everything that was growing back where they shaved, that fell out. And most of the hair in the back of my head just fell out. And so I was completely bald, like a newborn baby back there. And that hair didn't start to grow back again until probably last November in 2024. And so that's why my hair is so short. If you look at my older videos, I have much longer hair, and I'm trying to regrow it. I don't know how well it's going to grow back, so that's going to be a time will tell kind of situation. But I took such a blow to my self-confidence without my hair because I had always had long, pretty hair. And so in November, I really started thinking, you got to pull it together. Hair's not everything, but I just felt so unattractive that I started buying some new clothes and trying to dress a little better. I started doing the makeup every day in November, but I wasn't filming it. But that's when I started doing the makeup. And then I started being much more intentional with my clothing around April, around the time spring was coming, because I was tired of winter already. And so that's what really started this. That was the catalyst for me to get my act together. My life wasn't over. I was very lucky that the tumor was benign. It was not cancerous. It's not growing. I'm healthy. I'm happy. And I was really letting it get the best of me. And so this was my way of taking back my life, taking back my self-confidence, and building on what I did have going for me. And so that's why I started doing the makeup. And then the makeup led to the clothes. And now the makeup and the clothes are leading me to just want to share it. And so I hope you find these videos entertaining or inspirational, would be even better. If it helps you get up in the morning and get dressed and reminds you that you've still got a life worth living, and get up and get out and go get it, then my work here is done, and it'll make me very happy. Now, my wardrobe is not expensive. I am on a budget like many of us in this country nowadays. And so I do shop at places like Temu and Shein and Amazon. I like Nordstrom Rack. I like a good deal. I like pretty clothes, but I like a good deal. So a lot of my clothes are not expensive, and I link them as much as possible so that if you see something you like and it's still available, you can go ahead and grab it. But the point isn't to spend a lot of money. I do like to have things that are washable. I don't dry clean anything. I haven't used a dry cleaners in years. But my rules are it has to be washable, it has to be practical, and it's got to have a little bit of fun. Now, my essentials are more basic and more neutral and classic, but I like to throw some fun into every day because that's what life's about. You got to have some fun while you're going along this adventure. Now, I've always enjoyed having fun with my clothes, but I will say that since my brain surgery and radiation, I'm probably having more fun with it. I have such a zest for life having gone through that, and I feel so good lately that I just want to have fun. And I think my wardrobe reflects it. I'm not going to a 9-to-5 kind of job where somebody's going to say, oh, that's too short, or that's too bright, or you look crazy today. What have you done with your eye makeup? Most of the time, my customers are retired and they enjoy seeing what I'm up to. I've got a couple customers that have dementia and they don't remember my name, but they love my eye makeup. And so there's a lot of joy to be had in just having fun with how you look and how you present yourself. So that's part of the equation for me too, is I do like to have a little bit of fun. I don't want to look like everybody else. I want to look like me, and I want to look like the best version of me who shows that I love life and that I love the people I see every day. I love what I do. I'm a happy person, and so I want a happy wardrobe. Somebody stopped me on the street yesterday. I was walking a German Shepherd named Pumpkin, and it was a gentleman. We were both looking down at our phones, and I said to him, you got to look up every now and then so we don't walk into each other. And he stopped, and he says, I used to have a German Shepherd that looked like the one you're walking, and every time I see you, it makes me smile. He said, just seeing you walk that dog makes me happy. And that just made me feel so good, because you never know how you're affecting people just by leaving the house and being you. And today, on today's video that I posted, someone said, I was going to stay in my pajamas today, and I saw your video, and now I'm dressed.